to Mystry Tech. Hello, and welcome back to Mystry Tech. In this video, I'll be giving you a longer intro about and showing you all about the latest tech and what we'll be talking about through this channel. We are only in the preliminary stages of this channel, and so as we go along, we may change our views and get a bit more complex in our understanding. For the first few videos, we will talk about, for example, the cheap tech that you can buy on sites such as Amazon. For example, up on this page I have here, there are some deals and promotions for certain tech, so that you do not need to go and buy them without having some previous knowledge. I will get them and review them for you to make sure that they work properly, and so I can give you the best idea about what you are purchasing. Also, as you notice on this page, there are special deals. This is what I will try and achieve for you as I try and find you the best tech for the most affordable price. Also, on eBay, which is another site such as Amazon, I will also be showing you cheap tech that you can buy, which is very interesting and can help you with your day-to-day lives. Not only will I be showing you cheap tech, but also the best tech that you can possibly buy to make your lives as interesting and as exciting as possible. We will do this also using Amazon and eBay, and I will review and look at the best possible tech, ignoring the price range, but actually showing you what's the best thing you can possibly buy for each different sector of phones, laptops, adapters, Wi-Fi ports, etc. etc. Also, we will not only be showing you what you can buy, but also the latest engineering and cool tech that's out there, such as Lamborghini, Porsche, and other supercars engineering. For example, here we have an awesomely fast car, or cars. I will show you the engineering and cool tech that make these things up and make them go as fast as they possibly can. Hopefully, I will be able to review them and get back to you about the new and upcoming cars, tech, in planes, cars, and other cool devices, and how you see cool tech in your day-to-day lives. We will also be showing you the cool tech used by massive companies such as manufacturing cars, as I mentioned before, and other cool new products. Not only will we be showing you how they use it in their own companies, but also in ways that you can purchase yourself. For example, on Apple, we will be reviewing the latest Macs, with MacBook Pros, MacBook Airs, iMacs, iPad Pros, Mac Minis, and we will compare their sound quality, how fast they run, all the latest specs that you need to know in order to choose what the best MacBook is for you. Although they have some details already on the Mac website, it's very different when you're using it to when it is on their site. Using a Mac myself for my editing and most of my videos, I know what having a Mac is like, but for people that usually use Microsoft, it can be quite hard to be able to understand what it is truly like. Another site, as I mentioned before, is also on Apple, and not only will we be showing you through Macs, but also through iPads. For schoolwork and other business-related things, myself has used in the past, and will continue to use, an iPad Pro, an iPad Air, iPads, and other sources of iPads. I will be reviewing iPads, Apple Pencils, AirPods, and other accessories, and telling you what's the best buy, the cheapest, the most expensive, the coolest tech, and how fast they actually run in comparison to one another. We'll also be telling you about the upcoming releases with iPads and how useful they actually are. Could you just have a Mac or an iPhone, or is an iPad a necessary thing as well? Also, as I mentioned previously, we'll also be going through the latest iPhones. At the moment, they have iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 11, iPhone SE, iPhone XR. And they're the latest phones on the Apple site right now. We will also be going through previous models of what you might have already, such as 6s, 7s, 8s, Xs, XRs, and everything else from the past. And we'll be able to compare them to the current devices and whether you actually need to upgrade. Here, as I go down, they explain something about the performance, but we will actually get the phones, or at least review them from previous information, and be able to help you make the best choices possible. And also, it's sometimes interesting just to learn about the products themselves. We'll also be going through Apple Card payments and whether it's actually useful, and if the price is good enough for, if the value is good enough for what it actually is. As I mentioned before, we'll also be going through things such as AirPods and Beats, and be able to tell you all the latest specs about them, and if they actually are what they say on the packaging. Also, an Apple Watch using myself, I will try and tell you and explain what it's like to have an Apple Watch and whether you really need one, whether it's a necessary thing or more of an accessory. Some people have the common misconception that an Apple Watch is useless and is only there for notifications. But in my opinion, that's incredibly wrong, and I'd like to open you up to the possibility of maybe purchasing an Apple Watch, or at least getting interested in an Apple Watch, because I think it can be really interesting and helpful in your day-to-day life. With fitness trends, messaging, emails, and so many more cool things. Not only will I not convince you, but give you the latest specs and interesting facts about Apple Watches, I will also compare them to the Apple Watch Series 5, the Apple Watch Studio, Apple Watch Nike, Apple Watch Hermes, Apple Watch Edition, Apple Watch Series 3, all their bands and accessories, and try and make it as interesting as possible as you go through the Apple Watches. We'll also go through Apple TV, making sure you find the best programs, but mainly about the tech behind it in the Apple TV, and whether Apple TV combining Netflix, Amazon Prime, and all these other things is actually really helpful, and comparing it maybe to like a Fire Stick, for example. Recently, Apple have included Apple Arcade, which is where you can get various games, but you have to pay a monthly subscription. So myself, the dummy, will have to get Apple Arcade and will have to use it and tell you if it's actually worth it and if the games are actually better, or if it's better just to use the games already on the App Store. Also, with Apple Music, I might be able to compare it to things such as Spotify, Deezer, SoundCloud, and various other sound-related things to make sure you're getting the best quality sound and largest library worth of music for you. As I said before, I'll be going through various things such as HomePod and various music accessories so that you can get the best things for you. Moving on to Microsoft now. As I mentioned with Apple before, I'll go through every Apple related product, try and review them for you and make you make the best decision for what you buy or just what you're interested in general. Here I will go through Microsoft as well. From your Microsoft 365 and Word, PowerPoint, Excel, OneNote, and Outlook, to your whether you need a PC. And then eventually, after reviewing all of these for you and how compatible and usable each of them are, I can eventually compare them to Apple devices and what I find is better for Mac or iPhones or phones or just Androids. Just comparing them in general about what's faster, what's better for certain things. Also, within a new competitor, maybe in China, they now have new phones at Huawei as well. And I'll be looking at those, sometimes considered cheaper models, and I'll be looking at the political debates about having Huawei in the UK and America and other various countries in the world, because it's believed by some that they are trying to hack through their various 5G websites. So I will be discussing the political debate in that and making you make the best decision of whether you want an Android, iPhone, or Huawei, or various other products. This is just the start. I'm just kind of giving you a summary about what I'll go through. So, as I said, I'll be going through the latest tech and making it as interesting as possible for you all. Not only will I be going through various products from Apple, Microsoft, Huawei, Porsche, Lamborghini, and other cool tech companies, but also I will be going through upcoming games, reviewing them for you, and giving you the latest updates. On here, I just looked up upcoming games. And this year alone, we have Desperados 3, The Last of Us Part 2, SpongeBob SquarePants, Iron Man VR, Ghost of Mystry, I can't pronounce that, Paper Mario, Wasteland 3, Marvel's Avengers, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Cyberpunk 2077, Lego Star Wars, Assassin's Creed, Outriders, Godfall, Skull and Bones. And I'm sure these are only a few of the games that come out from big names, but I'm sure that there will be other cool games from smaller companies or first series games that maybe we should be looking out for in the future. I will review the games for you and get back to you with whether games are worth it and what they're actually like in gameplay. Not only will I tell you about upcoming releases, but about things that have been released in the past, whether retro games on PlayStation, Xbox and PC. Not only will I review the games, but I will play them, and hopefully I will sometimes live stream for you all, to be able to give you the best in-game experience to show you what it's actually like. As this is a tech channel, I will also show you the difference between the PC, PlayStation, Xbox and various other consoles. This is to give you the best advice on purchasing them, or just to give you the best advice if you're just interested in general. This has been my first video, and this is not what I'm limited to in terms of my videos. I'm just giving you an outlook on some of the things that I will be talking about in Mystry Tech. If you would like to give me any suggestions, I'm happily open to suggestions, and this is only the start of the channel, and I would love any suggestions and comments throughout the journey. I will carry on making videos for you and try and make them as often as possible. Thank you for watching.